Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly excited that you join us for another exciting coaching session. I want you to know that everybody needs a coach in life. None of us make it on our own, but every one of us have to be coached. So I'm certainly thankful that you've enjoyed us on today for Action Coaching. I want to encourage you to make sure that you join us each and every week, because God is giving us special coaching tips so that you can use them and experience your best life, not only in Christ, but in the here and now. And I'm excited about Action Coaching. I'm excited about you. And I certainly want you to let others know about Action Coaching so they can experience these coaching tips each and every week. I want to talk about today about 3 things you need to add to your talent. Let me say that one more time. 3 things you need to add to your talent. Whatever gift, whatever skill you have, the basic thing is that these 3 things I'm going to talk about, they got to be added to your talent. Now, I know it's a great thing to have talent, and a lot of people possess different skills and talent. But however, there is a difference between a talented person and a successful person. A person can have talent and never be successful, but a successful person can take their talent to a whole new level. So understand, talent is not enough, but you got to add some things to your talent in order to be successful. Now, number 1, we want to talk about this particular point that you need to add to your talent, and that's belief. Everybody needs to believe in themselves. They use an expression that the guys that usually succeed bet it on themselves. But what are we saying is they felt like they had so much skill and talent that they were willing to take a risk and bet on themselves and believe that if they believed in themselves, the things they wanted to accomplish, they could accomplish those things. Belief is like this, that if you put a limit on yourself, then that's really as far as you can go. But if you don't put a limit on yourself, you can achieve great things if you believe in yourself. And so many times people say they believe in themselves, but they need somebody to pat them on the back, talk to them all day long to believe in what they need to believe in themselves. But when you believe that you got the skill and you got the gift and you got the talent to do something, then first it's up to you to be the first person to believe. Don't worry about everybody else believing. You got to believe yourself. Because I'm telling you, just having talent to do something is not enough, but you got to have belief. I've talked to many and many people in business who have great skills and great talents, but they're not successful because they don't believe in themselves. They always putting their own self down, talking about they don't have the skill to do this and that. And the issue is they don't even believe in themselves. So it's got to take a belief. You got to first believe in yourself. Now, how do you know when you believe in yourself? Then nobody have to tell you to do what you're good at. There are a lot of people got skills, but every day somebody got to tell them, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you get up and do that? Why don't you use your skills? Why don't you take the job? Why don't you put your talent to work? Well, the issue is they don't believe in themselves. And I've learned in life that it is hard to make a person who don't believe in themselves to believe in themselves. There's a word that's thrown around in society when people are said, well, I suffer from low self-esteem. I've been trying to figure that out for years. What is low self-esteem? Is it because somebody told you you wasn't good enough? Then you feel that's low self-esteem? Well, first of all, we need to see what bar they using before they can say we got low self-esteem. Well, I suffer from this and that. That's you looking for a way not to believe in yourself. People have said, well, I'm too ugly, or I don't look a certain way. And every day we look up and see people who don't have half our looks or half our skills, but they are making millions because they believe in themselves. So the first thing you got to have is a belief in yourself. The second thing you got to have in order to be successful with your talent is you got to have passion. Now, passion is different from just a work ethic. You know, some people will work and some people will get up and do things, but they don't have a passion for it. Years ago, I was sitting at the table with a group of businessmen. And this particular businessman was real successful and obvious. You could see all of the things he had created. So I decided that since I was at the table with them, I'd asked him one of the keys of his success. And so he began to say, if you love your work, you'll never have to work again. That took me some time to figure that out. But when you're passionate about something, you don't keep no clock. You just love to do it. When I first went to high school, one of my great passions was that I could play all of the sports. So I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball. One year I was even on the volleyball team and the tennis team and all of these things, just simply because I had a passion to get out there and play the sports. And I never got tired. I never said I didn't want to go. As long as there was an opportunity to go, I had the passion to go. Passion is what fuels your talent. Passion keeps you working. It keeps you going. It keeps you driving. And it's not something that you say, oh, I hate to do this again. No, you got a passion for it. Just think about the things that you have a passion for. They can wake you up anytime, the day and night, and you're ready to do it when you got a passion for it. So passion has to fuel your talent. Because if your talent is not driven by passion, then you'll let certain things slip. Passion helps you to understand, I can't take a day off. I got to keep striving, not because I have to, but because I love doing what I do. And so passion is important. There's a passion, there's a drive, there's a goal. You've seen people, even when they're singing, dancing, whatever the skill is, you've seen their passion come out. That they are so passionate about it, you could just feel it in the room. And I've seen people that are passionate about what they do, and it just moves the crowd, and it even translates to other people that are sitting in the room. And I've also seen people who had the skill, but were not passionate about it, and they nearly bored all of us to death because they were not excited about what they were doing. But passion is a great thing to have to add to your talent. Remember I said number one is you got to believe, and you got to believe in yourself. And then number two, you got to be passionate. So I want you to just focus on those two while we take a break, and I'll be right back to talk to you. There's so many things that we use every day that people have become wealthy from. Think of just the normal things. When you do it, like socks, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, simple things, necessary things to us, but yet there are factories created from those simple things. There are millions and millions of dollars that are made from those simple things. So to let you know that wealth is all around us, but we've got to learn that wealth is power, and God wants us to have wealth. So, we've been talking about this wealth. This is a time that we are going to experience wealth. Welcome back. Certainly I'm excited about 3 of the key things I believe that you have to have in order to be successful with your talent. I talked about number 1, you got to believe in yourself. Number 2, you got to have passion. And when a person has passion, they don't need so many people to encourage them to do what they should love to do. We're living in a day and age where everybody needs encouragement. And the thing about it is, yes, encouragement is good, but encouragement should be given to you based on what you already want to do in the first place. So people need to be passionate about their gift, their talent, and you got to have passion in order to do that. Now, number 3 is you got to have focus. In this day and time we are living in, one thing that's hard to maintain is focus. Because, there's so many things that we think we have to get into that we lose focus about what's most important. And when you lose focus, it is hard to achieve any good thing. You've often heard the saying that sometimes people can't do things because they got too many things to do. And you have to focus. I think about, even though all of us have cell phones, or most of us have cell phones, and even on the phone, there are a host of different icons. There are icons on my phone I never use, because the basic thing I'm looking for the phone is to call, is to text, or to hit whatever app that I'm focused on. But I found out that when you got so many things going in your life, like apps on the phone, you can lose focus on what's important. So focus have to be first identified by the person that's going to be successful with their talent. What is important to you? What is it that you are going to focus on? If you're going to focus on being successful at any business endeavor, it's going to cause you not to be able to hang out certain places and run with certain friends and do different things, because these things can make you lose focus. Focus is that single eye on what's important and what you want to achieve. I know we're living in a world where people can think they can do 15 things at one time, but I'm here to tell you, you're only going to be good at one thing. Now, the one thing can give you the ability to experiment with other things, but it's the one thing that's going to make you money, that's going to make your talent be successful. I believe that everything that is going to take care of an individual is already in them. The problem is they too busy trying to be something they not. And you look back on your own life and how many times you tried to be something that you're not. But you're flowing freely when you be what you're supposed to be, when you focus on that one thing. Things are successful when people stay focused and stay in their place. and focus on that. It's amazing the things you can find out when you are focused. And focus is necessary to develop your talent and your skill so that you can be successful. Can't say it enough. Focus, 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 focus. What are you focused on today? And then I can almost assure you that all of the things that are holding you back usually are the things you are not supposed to be focused on. But you got to be focused. I learned the key to being successful is you have to stay focused. I heard people use the term a lot of times. They would say, man, I'm so busy working on my own thing that I don't have time to focus on some other things. And I found that to be true because the people that stay focused become successful. Where's your focus today? Where are you turning your attention to? I can almost guarantee you that's the reason your talent is not developing and you are not successful. But focus is necessary. So you got to be focused. Now one say, how can I be focused? Well, I've learned this particular tool. I don't want to call it a trick, but each and every day, you got to decide what's going to be most important that day. Now, that's 50% of the battle of that day, that you've got to decide what's going to be important for that day. Because once you decide what's going to be important for that day, then you will devote your attention to it because you decided that's important for that day. Now, if you say you're going to get up and you got 15 things you're going to be focused on that day, then chances are you're not going to be successful at anything. Have you ever seen a person that maybe you said, at 3 o'clock, we're going to go to the mall. Now they already know we're going to go at 3 o'clock. But when you said 3 o'clock come and it's time to go to the mall, then right at 3, they're looking for their shoes. They're looking for their pocketbook. They're trying to find out where they left their watch at. At 3 o'clock. It wasn't like at 3 o'clock you're going to look for all these things. We were going to leave at 3 o'clock. But the issue is they have not been focused on leaving at 3 o'clock. They've been focused on so many other things. And you got to stay focused. When I started in the ministry, my focus was that was what I was supposed to be. So I didn't have no time to spend trying to be a race car driver or airplane pilot or some of the other things maybe I was capable to do. Not saying I was capable of being a race car driver or airplane pilot, but the issue was I kept my focus on what I was supposed to do, because if I focus on where my gifts and talents are, I will be successful. And you have to maintain your focus. So let's go over them again. These are the keys. These are the things you have to add to your talent. Number one, you got to believe in your talent. Number two, you got to have passion for it. And number three, you've got to be focused. I believe we're living in the greatest time ever, because one idea or one event can turn your life all the way around. Think about it. One person just found themselves with one idea and it came about at the right time. And the rest is history. We're living in the age of imagination. that if we expand our imagination, there are tremendous things that we can have. But it's going to take all of these three things to get those things accomplished, because it definitely takes focus. Well, the Lord bless you. I certainly enjoyed talking to you about these 3 tips in action coaching on this week. I love to hear from you. Let me know your thinking or the questions that you have. And I'd love to come on air and answer them. And maybe we can start some dialogue about these 3 things. I know there'll be a blessing to you, and it'll be a blessing to me to just hear from you. So I'll be right back to talk to you.
So I've given you again tools that you can use in understanding God, making it easier to talk to God. Remember that God knows your name, so it is incumbent upon each of us to know His name, know the characteristics of His name. That's what I'm trying to get you to see, that God can heal, God can deliver. I told you that God is our banner. He's there to encourage us. God is El Elyon. He's the Most High God. So that let you know that there's no other God higher than Him. There's no other God greater than Him. He is the only wise God, the invisible, the immortal God. So He's our God. That is the God that is mindful of us.
Well, I trust that you've enjoyed action coaching on today. I want to take this opportunity to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of action coaching. Yes, we need to hear from you so that we can continue to expand action coaching and continue to purchase more equipment and more ways that we can be creative concerning action coaching to just simply make action coaching simpler and make it have a greater impact in your life. So I want to challenge you to give a generous offering toward action coaching on today. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways that you can give to action coaching, and we would love to hear from you. Of course, if you are not up on the technology, you can write us here at Word in Action, P.O. Box 18115, Atlanta, Georgia, and the zip is 3031116. And so the post office can be your method of giving, but we would love to hear from you. Thank you in advance for your support of Action Coaching. Thank you for all of the partners that have joined us over this year to continue supporting Action Coaching. I certainly thank God for you. Now, before I go, I want you to join us on Sunday morning. God is sending a powerful word that will really bless you. And of course, First Lady has More Than Life on Friday, and you need to be a part of that. She has some interesting things that she wants to talk to you about. So we certainly want to encourage you to be a part of that. Well, the Lord bless you. Certainly enjoyed sharing with you on today. I want to encourage you on today, as I do each and every week. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.